First, let me explain to you what I do, who I am. I'm nobody, just a person, just a human being. I am a voice from birth. I am one of the pawns of the Creator, of the King, the Queen, the Magistrate, and all that it takes for me to be where I am. What do these beings look like? What does God look like? Who is God? Why were we created on the sixth day? What does it mean? Where did we get language from? Where did we get definitions from? Well, here is what I do. I am going to take what we know as reality, what we perceive as reality, okay, so let me just go back and try to explain this. Here's a magnet. Do we see a south and a north pole? Sometimes you see things, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you understand things or perceive things the way you perceive them, but that's your perception. So if we go back to the beginning and keep going back, well, what do we know? We know it was a seed. We know we took the seed out of the fruit. We know the fruit came off the branch, out of the ground. We had the earth, and we had no seed, but just the earth. And we had the air. We had the grass, we had the hay, we had the fire, we had the heat. So now we go to the elements, but we have no humans. So I'm going to go to where we can actually sort of see something, where my birth comes from the mother and the father, or the egg and the sperm, that comes together, and I grow through the breath of my father, of my mother. Through the breath of my mother is conception and delivery through my mother. So we now know the delivery man, with their deliverance, is being delivered by the mother. So the mother is the delivery. The package is delivered by the mother. So why do we say male man? For the same reason, possibly, that it seems like we have the female. We have the woman. It seems like the man is at the tail of everything, and even the sperm is the tail of what is the head of the egg. And we have a reference to what is the egg head. So what I do is I build, and I build from games. I build from obligations through the cell. Now, where do I find these cells? I find these cells on quadrille paper to try and understand the basics of the sin, Ka-sin-O, to where on a larger scale, okay, and also to where we can bring it down to a different scale, which is the scale over here. And where on this scale, 9 and 9, to where we see 4, or where we see 6, 3 rows, because there's separation of 3 rows is 9. So I can base it off of this. Then I can use the alphabet, and then I can try and understand these shapes. See in this one over here, you see that one over here? See this area over here, where my mouse is right here? Do I leave it like this in 2 groups, and maybe I no longer need the 4 area over here, right? Maybe what I should be doing is creating a single area right over here in the center. Let me see, let me make that bigger. See that area in the center right over here? Did I make that bigger? Yes. I made that bigger right over here. See that area in the center, right? Where I now have the 4 of them over here. And inside of that, I have this area here. Now, would I be looking at this and say, hey, if I was playing darts, you know, this would be the red part, bullseye, and then this part would be the green, right? How would we be connecting this? Or should I just look at the center part over here? Right? So I have to break things down, right? Or should I be just doing this and over, right? Let me see, did I get that right? No, not this part. Should I be, hold on a second, copy, paste, flip, and then run this part, right? See those two over there? Do I completely knock them out, right? Creating the big X over here. Or should I go ahead, right, and just move this right up to here? You see in this one over here, I removed those two areas, and this area here belongs to both sides. If that area belongs to both sides, this point will now go through this area here and through this area here, and this will cross through this area here. And I'm going to just show you, for example, what's going on. This area will go here. Sorry, this area will go here. This area will go here, like that. And then this area will go through this box. And then this area will go through this box. So I'm trying to understand formation, on how formation goes together. Now, what is this? Okay, 1, 3, 5, and then at the top we are going to get number 7. Now, where do I get this from? I'm going to show you that. It shows up over here, right? 1, 3, 5, 7. In between is 2, 4, and 6. Connecting 1 and 3 is 2. Connecting 3 and 5 is 4. Connecting 5 and 7 is 6. So you have 5, 6, 7 right over here. So we have to understand this complete dimension. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to be looking at this. The proton, the nucleus, the bind point, the 0 point. If I look at this at the 0 point, I have to be going -1 and +1. So if I do that, just give me a second over here. No. Okay, let me see, did I get this here? No, so I'm going to just take this. I'm going to copy the image. And then I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to paste the image here. Ooh, that's a little big. Right over here, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to draw a line down here. And draw a line down here. And then one line that goes up here. See the way it comes down? And then on this side, I'm going to put, let me make that a little bit thicker. I'm going to put, I'm not sure if the brush is thick enough, -1, and over here it's going to be +1. And over here is going to be the 0 point. So how do I get from this side over to this side? Well, we have to understand that here's the way it works. +1, then +1, and +1, right? All we're moving over is 1. So what happens when we get to this area over here? Where is that area, right? Does that mean we're working in a half area? How are we supposed to understand numbers? Or should we be working at 2? Or should we be working at 1.5 in the center? Or if it's 1.5, it's now 90 instead of the 60 degrees or the 60 seconds. So if we had 90 minutes of 60 seconds of 24 hours, it would equal to 1296. Or how about using it for 2 days, right? It'll be the great year of 25,920, right? We also have to understand that 2, 4, 6, 8. Once we get to 8, we get to 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Now, if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, should I be going now 1, 8, 6, 4, 2? Just to note that 864 or 864000, 86,400 is the number of seconds in a day. 86 million, I think it is, 400 is the sun. 432 is the vibration. And 234, 432 fits in between what is 1 and 5. So now we have to understand what is 1 and 5. And let's basically understand what 5 is. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So what is 1? 1 is part of a system of what is. Now we're going to put the final stamp on the video. Is where I think, right, the final stamp should be. we can do it this way. And that way, right? Looks like an arrow, right? So we're going to go in and we're going to do it, I think, one more time, right? And we're going to go this way. And the reason we're leaving this space in between here is because we're going to be leaving this space in between here. Do you see this space here? These are cells, right? Now the question is, what is the crossing member here? Is that the web of the cell? Is everything that takes place inside of here your 360 degrees? Now, should 360 degrees be measured like this inside of a cell? Leaving out the four corners of that 360 degrees, is that turning this on? What are we turning on to? What is this inverted extra space that is removed from here? And is this noted? You notice we have this area over here that gets to be cut out of what is there. What is that percentage inside of here? So in order to figure that out, I'm going to have to make this larger. I'm going to take a guess of what that circle percentage is that is lost. That it will be the half of space between one area and the next. So if I want to count each one of these as what is the value of that area space, if I take this into account. If I take this into account, it shows me 10 all across. So if it's showing me that's 10 all across, will I say this whole formation in here is 10, 10 equaling to 100? So what percentage will I be leaving out? Will it be 60, 40 inside of here because of the round, leaving this point over here to the 40 and this point over to the 60? 1, 2, 3, 4, 40, 40, 40, 40. 40 times 4 equaling to, will it be 160? Or will it be by 60 and be equaling to 240? Is that the part of what we call the day? Or 1.5 by this equals to what is your 240? It's the same thing in blackjack. 1.5 times the blackjack to equal to the payout of 1.5 times your money, or 3 to 2 in that fashion. Can we say this is 360 times 4 equaling to 1,440 minutes in a day, and we're leaving out what percentage over here? I'd like to say that each one of these has 72 degrees missing from it. 72, 72 equaling to a total of 288. If I need to bring 288, what is 288 of 360 degrees? So I have these mathematical questions. So I'm going to take this one, right, and then I'm going to come to here, and then I'm going to go all the way down. Now I'm going to come all the way here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go 2, 2, and 2, right? Now we're going to lift it up here and then complete this. Now inside of this we have V, we can have A. If we'd like to see what's going on a little bit deeper, perhaps we can take a look around. But why I'm doing this, okay, is I want to count this as -1 and +1, and count this area over here as the 0 area between +1 and -1. Let's call it the area of love. Now I ask myself this next question, in where we have a word, and the word is yo. We can also use the word in boy, but the word yo is the 25th and the 15th letter. the 25th letter Y equaling to what is Earth and the hookup. The 15th letter, which is the letter O, which is going to be Mars, and the hookup. The numeric value for Mars or Earth, okay, is 52 and 51, 103. How about JC for Jesus Christ, or an AB, okay, of an ABCD creation equaling to what is 10, equaling to what is 3. So we have an ABCD equaling to 10J or 1A. This is my Jack creation. Why do I get this Jack? 1 plus 0 equals to 1. When you're saying yo, yo, yo inside the game of craps, right? You're calling yo 11. Numeric value 63. Take out the repeated letters. It's 48 and 15. Calling for the son of Mars to come into the game. It is I, and this is V for life. A life of setting the example. I and E. And I and E is the 22nd letter, which is bust. We call for monkeys. We call for a bust. We call for 83. We now have Neptune and Earth. And that's our birth through Mars, because Mars is one part. We need 4 parts, calling it 80. 8 or 80 because we're creating the mirror. ABCD creates the mirror. ABC is your base creation, right? ABC, your base creation of the 6th life of what is BCD, the 9 birth, to what is ABCD is the 2 worlds combined together. So when we just move this back one small space, right, we're coming up to the eclipse. And that eclipse is going to leave out the 8th planet and the 3rd planet, monkey. It's going to leave out these 2 values together is 147. That is our cycle value. We're bringing everything together in face of the cycle. And that cycle is Earth and Neptune according to these calculations, right? And according to the moon calculation is 9 and 5 is 14. 1 and 4 equals to 5. And 5 and 2 equals to 7, or it also stands for what is 5 TV. I think it's a G, GTV. Here's a 5, GTV. And that's related to a gateway. 20, 22 are the letters. And at the same time, okay, it is 57 is the reverse. And this 42, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 plus 2 is 6. It's the dividing of the 7th gate of Earth and Mars. And if you notice, Earth, 5 and 2, 7, Mars, 5 and 1, 6. And the payout of betting on 8 and 6 in the game of craps, right, is 7 to 6. The total is 13, and it creates a straight where your AC current, and this is also connected to the fat and the light, for example. Raphael 7286, and I just went through this really easy. There's a lot more calculations inside of here. If we would hit off each one of these planets and their differences and understand their totals. Another thing I want to do is as the 8th and 5th planet come together, 8th and 3rd planet come together, equaling to what is 11, we have the 2nd and the 1st and the 4th, okay, and the 5th and the 6th and the 7th coming together. When we add up these numbers together, we will get a total of, I think it's 24, 13 and 5 is 18, and 4 is 22, 25. That's right, 25. The reason we're missing 1, this will be 36. This one will equal to 3, and this one will equal to 8. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 is 1 and 2, 3. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 and 10 is 17. 1 plus 7 equals to 8. And it is Earth and Mars, It is Earth and Neptune, the third and the eighth planet. So we're coming into a straight communication alignment in life, busting out on the 4th of the on the 8th of the 4th month, the 99th day of the year. Thank you for watching this video. Jupiter Connect.